Hey there everyone, this is Tech Jazz coming to you with a deck tech video for blue-black standard Tezzeret Master of Metal artifact creature deck. To start, I'll explain what each card is, and then I'll go in through explaining what each card does, contributes to a deck, sorry. So to start, we have dhund operative, which is one black, one white, one black, one colorless, sorry, for a 2/2 human rogue. As long as you control an artifact, dhund operative gets +1/+0 and has Death Touch. Next we have prakhata pillar bug, which is 3 colorless for 2/3 artifact creature insect, who says pay 1 black, he gains lifelink till end of turn. Next we have Workshop Assistant, who's 3 colors for 1/2 artifact creature construct, who says when Workshop Assistant dies, return another target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Next we have Chief of the Foundry, who's 3 colorless for 2/3 artifact creature construct. Other artifact creatures you control get +1/+1. Next we have Tezzeret's Simulacrum, who's 3 mana for 2/3 artifact creature golem, who says tap 1, target opponent loses 1 life. If you control a Tezzeret planeswalker, that player loses 3 life instead. Then we have 2 Barricade Breakers, who's 7 mana for a 7/5 artifact creature juggernaut with Improvise, which Improvise says your artifacts can help cast this spell. Each artifact you tap after you're done activating mana abilities pays for 1 less, and then Barricade Breaker must attack each turn if able. Finally, we have Deseret Master of Metal, who's 1 black, 1 blue, 4 colorless for 5 loyalty planeswalker, loyalty counter planeswalker, who says +1 reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal an artifact card. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any random order. -3, target opponent loses life to the number of artifacts you control. And -8, gain control of all artifacts and creatures target opponent controls. Next we have Deseret Touch, which is 1 black, 1 blue, 1 colorless, enchantment Aurora. Enchant artifact. Enchant artifact is a creature with base power and toughness 5/5, in addition to its other types. When enchanted artifact is put into a graveyard, return that card to its owner's hand. Next we have Essence Extraction, which is 2 black, 1 colorless instant that says Essence Extraction deals 3 damage to target creature, you gain 3 life. Finally, we have Tezzeret's Betrayal, which is 1 black, 1 blue, 3 colorless. Destroy target creature. You may search your library and or graveyard for a card named Tezzeret, Master of Metal, reveal it, put it into your hand. If you searched your library this way, shuffle it. And finally, for land, we have 4 dual lands, 12 swamps, and 8 islands. So now I'm gonna go ahead and explain really how the deck works and how each card contributes to it. Starting with dhund operative, he's in here because he's a 2-drop 2/2, who then says if you control an artifact, he gets +1/+0 and Death Touch, which, I mean, all other creatures in the deck are artifacts, so he's gonna more than likely always be have the Death Touch and the +1/+0. Pillar Bug is primarily in here because of the lifelink. I mean, we already are gaining life through Essence Extraction, but the extra life is nice. It's always good to have a little bit of life gain in a deck. Workshop Assistant is in here for grave return. So when he dies, he fetches another artifact from the graveyard, puts into your hand. Again, every creature aside from dhund operative is an artifact, so you're pretty much gonna be able to return anything creature-wise to your hand. Chief of Foundry, obviously they're all artifacts. Why not pump them pump him up by +1/+1. 2/3, he's decent stats, but I mean, he's mainly in here just to pump everything up, make it to where Pillar Bug's a 3/4, Workshop's a 2/3, Tezzeret's Simulacrum will be a 3/4, and then Barricade Breaker is a 8/6. So he just to pump everything up. That's the only reason he's really in here. Tezzeret's Simulacrum is mainly in here because, I mean, obviously the deck is based around Tezzeret, and his ability of just tapping him to instantly cause your opponent to lose 3 life is amazing. So, I mean, he just quickly chips down health if you have a Tezzeret on the field, and I mean, even if you don't, 1 life does make a difference in a game. Most people would say it doesn't, but it really does. Finally, we're back to Barricade Breaker, who's in here to be this game's kind of beat stick creature that's always gonna be attacking. I mean, since they're all artifact creatures, the improvised cost is easy to pull off. And on top of that, he's a 7/5, who then with Chief of Foundry is an 8/6, who must attack each turn. It's gonna be difficult to overpower that. And then obviously Tezzeret is in here for mainly because it's based off of him, but his first ability helps filter creatures onto the field constantly. And since majority of the deck is artifacts, you're gonna get to him pretty quickly. His -3 ability just helps really just deal quick damage to your opponent. It can easily stack quickly with the amount of artifact creatures. And his last ability, he's not really in here for it, but it does have its use against other people. But outside of artifact decks or token decks, it's not really gonna be useful. His first 2 abilities are way better. Back row, we have Tezzeret's Touch, which there are no regular artifacts. Everything is a creature. The reason it's in here is because it makes their base power a 5/5. Pillar Bug is now a 5/5 with that, making it to where that just for 1 mana, give him lifelink, he's easily gonna start gaining a lot of life for you very quickly. A great combo I have built with the deck is Workshop Assistant and Tezzeret's Touch, which Tezzeret's Touch, its second ability says whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard, return that card to its owner's hand. Workshop Assistant says when Workshop Assistant dies, return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Assuming you have Tezzeret's Touch on Workshop Assistant gets killed, he goes back to hand, but now you get to return any other artifact from your graveyard to your hand as well. So it makes it to where you can easily start just returning creatures that die, and it just makes it to where it's harder to deal with at that point. Essence Extraction is primarily in here for the life gain, which is beneficial, and dealing with creatures that aren't big enough of a threat to waste Tezzeret's Betrayal on. It's in here to deal with the early game stuff that is gonna try chipping your health down quickly early game. But outside of that, it really has no other use than just the life gain and chipping early game creatures away. Tezzeret's Betrayal is, in my opinion, an amazing card. 5 mana, steep for a kill card, but destroy target creature. And then you may search your library and or graveyard for a Tezzeret Master of Metal. Turn 5, play that, automatically kill something, which is already pretty nice as it is, and fetch a Planeswalker while you're doing it. Turn 6, you're going to drop Tezzeret, and if they don't have an answer to deal with it at that point, it's going to be a pain to walk over a Tezzeret with all this all these creatures and the fact that you just lost a creature through Tezzeret's betrayal. Then again, land, same as how I normally do it, which is the 4 dual lands, 12 of the main color, 8 of the secondary color. Believe it or not, there's only 4 cards in the deck, well 5 if you include Tezzeret, that need color specific mana, but there's more black required for all of their abilities, so black is more needed. If it wasn't, I would just have it at 10 and 10 and then the 4 dual lands, but it's to cope with some of the costs like Essence Extraction, which needs 2 black, or Pillar Bug who needs black, Operative who needs black. It just eases out the land. So issues with a deck, right off the bat, I'll state that it's a slow deck. There's no way of really wording around it. The deck is slow. It doesn't get anything major done till turn 3. I've tried finding ways of speeding it up, but I mean, there just does not seem to be any good ways of speeding the deck up. Outside of that, it has plenty of life gain through Pillar Bug and Essence Extraction. It does have plenty of pump through Chief of Foundry and Deseret Touch, and then deck filter through Tezzeret and additional damage through Tezzeret, with additional damage coming in from simulacrum and other areas. Overall, I would say it's a pretty decent deck. Tezzeret Master of Metal, though, is by far my favorite of any of the intro deck planeswalkers that have been made. Mainly because I just feel he is so well-rounded. +1 filter a deck for an artifact. Since the set is nothing but really artifact based, it already is amazing. -3, your opponent loses life equal to the amount of artifacts you control. Again, artifact based gameplay, that's gonna be a lot. And his ult ability is okay. I personally don't care for it, but it's whatever. And then on top of that, out of all of the intro deck planeswalkers, I feel he got the best summoning card. Because yes, it's more expensive than the other ones, with the other ones being only 4 mana, but you get to destroy a creature. Regardless of any way you look at it, destroying a creature and then summoning a planeswalker while you're at it is just really good. So I do feel that's a pretty good setup. Overall, like I said, just the issue of being kind of slow. If anyone has any suggestions on how to speed it up, please be my guest. Leave a comment down below. What you would suggest to speed up the deck. Outside of that, it's pretty decent deck. Has a little bit of everything. Is able to function pretty well. So yeah, that's it. If you have any questions or comments about the deck, please leave a comment down below, and please like and subscribe. Thank you.